What up, y'all? It is time again for another meta report where we're going to be bringing the best decks of the week right to you. And as you can see, so many players have been playing. These are the ones that have been competing. We have some that have been are just finishing up today as well. So there are some wild decks that are in here that I actually cannot wait to test out on myself this week. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. First up, we got the mixture of the stage 2 here, and between Copycat and Hiking Trail, this was very successful. And when I mean by very successful, this went 10-2, coming on the #1 spot for a tournament here, right? So that's insane, very nutty. Let's look at it, right? We have double Hydreigon, we have your Mega Absol, you have your Absol, and then you have your stage line for Greninja. So you can ping, Cyrus up anything that you want. You can Hydreigon in here. You can use Greninja as a tank as you want to as well. And you have your Mega Absol. This is very interesting that they're putting this into line. And again, this whole piece of Greninja just fitting anywhere, because Water Shuriken just enables you to do a lot. The 2 cards that I named are going to get you your cards. They're going to get you there. You got your Copycat, you got your Hiking Trail, you're keeping your rare candies for your Hydreigon and your Hydreigon only, hoping to draw the Frogadier. But you're looking to play out every single card that you have, right? And that's so that way you can take this benefit of this Hiking Trail, take a benefit of the Copycat to get your 3 stage 2 lines up here, right? So that's the name of the game, and if you can, you're good. You still have very much capabilities of turn 2, 130 attack, winning games off rip like that as well too. So Hydreigon has seen different variations. This is probably its newest iteration. How well it continues to do, we'll see. But this coming in and taking people by surprise definitely plays a factor into how well it did this weekend. Then we move on to you love it and you hate it. Nihilego, Mega Absol, things that we normally see. They're adding in the PC or Hiking Trail to try to make this as consistent as you can. You just play out your Lucky Ice Pops or Poison Barbs, and then that just continues to get your draw power in here. This Copycat Hiking Trail combination, just to thin out your deck, is going to be really interesting to see how much you kind of run 2 of these and 1 of these into this metagame. But again, Hydreigon fell off a bit. People probably just got tired of playing it, and it just came right back because it was saying, hey, I'm not a bad deck. I'm actually really, really strong. Still, to this day, there isn't really an answer for it. If you are looking for a deck that says, hey, here's your best pieces, here are my best pieces, who wins? 9 times out of 10, it is really this deck here. Then we move on to another, just kind of ridiculous out here, but Mega Venusaur taking a win here, 13-0, undefeated, and it is a standard format. There was nothing banned at all. 13-0, just Bulbasaur, 1 Bulbasaur, 70 HP, because you know that you don't care for it. You're really just buying your time to quick roll extract or go into your Ivysaur to synthesis it up and go to your Mega Venusaur. Between the Sleep, the Poison, the Lily, the Ericas, the Pokemon Center Ladies, the Lucky Ice Pop, the Big Masalda, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus Lucky Helmets, or Heavy Helmet, excuse me, to mitigate or reduce the damage that you're taking. You're just living for a long time. So you try to get as close as you can to get quick grow, but you're getting you're popping in and healing yourself up as you do it. Pokemon Center Lady and Big Masalada in here to really avoid any kind of sleep shenanigans that people love to run right now. And you just go in with your heavy tank boy and just start hitting folks. By the time that they can try to even clear through one of your health, they're really just taking down that Pokemon. So there's definitely a battle between this one and another deck that we're going to say between the tankiest boy in the game, but with the amount of heals that's available for Mega Venusaur, it is hard to take this one down. But you know what, you're here for it, and so that's really great. Up next we have Mega Absol again. It's kind of crazy that we're seeing Mega Absol, oh, a little break, Mega Absol again, all the variations. This time you're purely going into chip damage Mega Absol between Rocky Helmet, Chingling, Greninja, Darkrai, Ping here, still does really well. and has shown a great outing this weekend as well too, and this past week. But again, you're just getting into your Greninja, hit your 20, your Darkrai, hit your 20, Chainling, item lock them out, so that way you can then just come in with your Darkness Claw. That 80 then gets supplemented with 2 Greninjas and a Darkrai for an additional 60 damage, so 140 to whatever your opponent's active spot is. And by the way, that you're playing this out here to like really soft lock them, even going Chingling into Mars is a crazy combination, because you know that you're getting two of them knocked out, and you can just go into your Mega Absol after that. Puts your opponent in a really tough spot, because they couldn't play their cards, they had to be item locked, and then they're now stuck with just 1 card after that fact as well too. So damage anywhere, save your sires for any megas that you might get later on. That 20 or 40 damage per turn anywhere onto the board, plus a 20 up front, it just stacks up a lot and really puts your opponent in a tight spot, because they're like, I have to put cards down, but you can't out heal this, right? Like you have to be able to end the game before they can finish off things that you are trying to set up. So we continue to move on into Sleep Scam. I don't know if there's any other way to kind of like name this deck, but like it is just keep your opponent sleeping. Take any autonomy out of the game. Don't let your opponent make any choices. Let the only way that they interact with the game on their side when they're facing you is to do the coin flip simulator, where they just always lose, right? Sleepy Lullaby, 10 damage, they're asleep. You have Swablu, sleep. You have the Darkrai, double those, that's 40 damage on the bench here. And then you have your Mega Altaria EX to swing at anything else that is just needed. Being able to do that, and then just throw up another Igglybuff or a Swablu as well, just continuously just to do that, oftentimes leads to a lot of rage quitting. Because like your opponent can't really do a lot here, but you have things like Leaf in this deck just to kind of reset your start, just to ensure that your Igglybuff is here, right? Like you don't ever really want to pour energy into this. You kind of just want to make sure that your Mega Altaria and things like that are set up first, and then you can start pouring into Darkrai if needed. The training area is also feels like pretty free for Mega Altaria, turning into 130 to 140, just like gets to that next level of being able to one-shot a lot of Pokemon. So this is such a great stadium card for the Mega Altaria support. We do love a good Licia in here, because it actually just clears out your Pokemon. You do keep the 2 Pokeballs because you really want to ensure that you can get your Darkrai. So usually Licia Pokeball first, so that way you can get that Darkrai. Better chance to get that Darkrai off the Pokeball there. Then this is like interesting to see that Mega Scizor is still trying to keep up pace here. We're like getting into, like, we're settling, not completely discovered, but we're settling into a meta, and Mega Scizor is still saying, hey, I'm still creating a new archetype or a new style of play with metal energy, and like, hear me roar, I'm not going anywhere. What's interesting is that this build is running a Pichu, and I think that is just to boost up this, like, you know, 1 colorless attack here on the site there, and then you can just use that electric still here. Usually I saw like a Pichu in here, but maybe folks thought that I was too slow, or this person did as they were piloting their deck. So it's very interesting to test out whether or not Oricorio makes a difference in this kind of thing, and even if you do want it, maybe you just continue to just metal transport between Rubber Room and Mega Scizor and just kind of go from there. Pichu also allows Rubber Room to attack immediately that following turn as well for some early 60 damage in that as well too. Adding the boost with red means that Mega Scizor EX can one-shot Altaria, because you boost up to the front, that's 150, red puts you at 170, and then you have the additional 20 damage for 190, so that takes it out in one. Mega Absol that's running rampant right now, you take it out in one with the red as well too. So a red is actually a good card to insert into this meta, so that way you have enough firepower to take out those Pokemon without necessarily getting any damage done to you, and then you can really stand in with that 200 HP, making it very hard for your opponent to really come back here. Again, boosting up that training area for the stage 1s, you're benefiting off of Mega Scizor and Rubber Room. But let me know in the comments, do you play this deck with Sightseer? Is Sightseer worth it in here, or I like the damage, right? I think I would only take out the red for it, but I really do like the red for the reasons what I said. So let me know. Very interested in hearing your thoughts on that. Then we kind of just have some decks that you all feel very familiar with. Suicune, Qianpao, Excalibur, still very good last, very good last meta. Still very good into this meta here. Draw your cards, power up, attack into the front while you can. You have your Oricorio answer with Excalibur, and then Qianpao here is just to deal with anything that's trying to hide in the back. That 130, especially with 2 Excaliburs out on there, means that you can do the 130 over and over again since it discards all this water energy. But that 130 on the field when you're like creeping up against things like this to be able to knock out a Reververm, so the Mega Scizor loses its metal transport, right? Like being able to take out a Darkrai if needed, you know, like putting a Darkrai onto like just like 1 HP, like things like that is just like really cool to be able to just knock out right away. Those starting planes benefiting Suicune and Qianpao here. Qianpao can go up to 170 with the giant cape. Suicune can go up to 180 with the giant cape, and now you're looking at mega Pokemon level HP with your Pokemon that's dealing high damage and then only worth 2 points, right? Like that is like the cool part of being able to play these stadiums with the Pokemon tools, and that like you get to like have that benefit from there. And then we have Mega Steelix. Excuse me, and I was like, who's the tankiest one here? This is just another version of just like sit, hit hard, and heal up. And you get to do this now with Metal Energy instead of with the Grass, but you're dealing with just a stage 1. You get to use Indeedee EX to continue the 40 damage per turn. You're running 2 Pokemon Center Ladies again for any status. You're running the Lucky Ice Pop to get lucky and then heal up all of your health once again. The Heavy Helmet plus the -20 means you're reducing the -40 damage. So it is just another way of just looking at this. Literally just says, I am a wall and you can't take me out. And between these heals here, still gives Mega Steelix ample opportunity to stay on the board. Where we saw Mega Venusaur got to do the Erica, the Lily, right? Stage 2 grass type Pokemon. Mega Steelix gets a benefit from being a stage 1, having more room to add in things like Indeedee EX to also be able to benefit from there as well. And you do like the starting planes action because that lets your Onix stay alive a little longer, and that puts Indeedee EX out of range of Qianpao, so that way they don't just sneak and like take a point out from you from behind when you like don't have anything there for it. And then we finish off things with none other than Mega Altaria EX and Greninja. This just allows you just to do just so much damage. You're getting things out onto the board fairly quickly with your Licia. Your Chingling is stopping your opponent from playing or from, you know, Pokeballs, rare candies, whatever else that they're trying to do. And then now you're attacking for 140, 160, maybe even 180 because of double Greninja in the training area. Like this is like all in, let's get as much damage as we can with Mega Altaria. And so if you're looking for a more aggressive approach into just trying to finish off your opponents because you like Mega Altaria, this is definitely the build that you are looking for. But let me know, what are y'all running in this week? Is if there's anything that's like on here that you've been like a really fan of, or if not, and you're looking and you've been playing something else that you find more success for, please let me know down in the comment section below. As always, y'all, if you enjoy the vibes of this channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely hype up the video. Catch you on the next one. Peace.